welcome back to my 5-day sugar challenge. Get ready to break up with your sweet tooth. And we've been talking about sugar and the dangers, and so I mentioned different things and led up to today where we're going to talk about some things that are good alternatives. So I want to start with fruits and vegetables. Those are natural things that we can enjoy, and really that's what our body is often craving. And so these are things, we've got our fruit, we've got apples. Apples are great, they're full of fiber. We've got oranges, bananas, potassium. So those are good choices. In the vegetable department, sweet potatoes are a wonderful option. There's always the colorful peppers. So these even can be snacks, great snacks. So next time you get the urge for French fries, instead make up some sweet potato fries. All right, so moving on. One of the things I think is important is to kick the habit of really high sugar breakfasts. Americans in particular love their sweet breakfasts. Most other countries, they tend to often are eating leftovers or savory meals. So instead of cold sweet cereal, what about oatmeal? This time of year, and really almost year round, I like oatmeal, rolled oats, not instant. Ideally, I like the steel cut oats, but I happen to be out of those, but oats make a great breakfast. And one of the things I like to do is add raisins, dried cranberries. The raisins have no sugar. Another thing people often don't know about are dates. And dates are super sweet, and they are great to add. These are medjool dates. They're very, very soft. There is a pit in the middle, so make sure you take that out, but they're very, very soft and extremely sweet. And then you don't need to add any kind of sugar. So as far as snacks, so let's talk about a few things. So like I said, fruit, vegetables, but when you are having that craving for something during the day, it's really best never to eat anything sweet on an empty stomach. You want it to follow, for example, your lunch where you've had meat. You've had good protein, healthy fat, fiber, some whole grains to help really prevent that spike that you're normally going to get eating sweet. So again, avoid eating sweets on an empty stomach. The other thing is when you have that urge, choose nuts. Nuts are a wonderful option. Here's some almonds, some pecans, walnuts are good, macadamia nuts. Again, high fiber, they've got the protein, and so these are great snacks. Now, peanut butter is another one. Now, you can find most peanut butters do in fact have sugar. A lot of them have high fructose corn syrup. Avoid that. I like this brand from Costco. It's organic, and there's no sugar. As far as, here's another snack that I like. These are figs. There's no sugar added. So these also are perfect. And then, as far as we talked about sweeteners yesterday, here's one that a lot of people don't know about, date sugar. It's a sweetener, the only thing in here are dates. And so this one is organic, comes from the dates, but you can use it in a lot of your recipes. Date syrup and molasses do have strong flavors, so they're good in baked items, muffins and things. Again, you can bake with the peanut butter as well. Maple syrup is a great choice. I like maple syrup in my hot drinks, my hot tea. We're out of honey, but honey, again, preferably organic and raw. Also, consider baking and making your own snacks. I like to use avocado oil. I use a lot of the rolled oats. If you have any issues with gluten, you might want to consider actually buying organic rolled oats, putting it in your blender, just even a regular blender, and making oat flour and using that for your recipes. And then the other thing is definitely drink lots of water, especially if you're in that pattern, you're trying to kick that sugar habit. That can be your best friend. A lot of times we think we're hungry, we think we need a snack. And really, if we just take a few sips of water, that's the best thing. You can put a little lemon in there or drink it plain. It'll help get rid of that need for the sugar. So hopefully these have given you plenty of ideas. Again, try to avoid those really sugary things and instead look for other options that are so much healthier. So again, there will be an ebook that you can purchase. And also, if you've had a struggle and you haven't been able to kick that sugar, consider joining my 12-week healthy reset. There's information included. Check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is Coach Maggie, teaching you to live a healthy life God's way. I hope that you have enjoyed these last 5 videos and you realize maybe sugar isn't as sweet and innocent as you thought. Maybe you've looked at different symptoms and thought, maybe that's the reason behind my headaches, my lack of sleep, just the challenges. Maybe it's been affecting relationships. You're irritable. What about emotionally? Brain fog, just those kinds of things. A little bit of depression, maybe, anxiety. So sugar can affect in so many different ways. And so we just really want to watch that and not just say, well, there's the good and there's the bad, even the good ones. We need to be cautious and we need to make sure that we're not overdoing it. In my $7 ebook, I have included all the details about this challenge, but also there's some delicious recipes that are easy to try that can be, substitutes for some of those things that you have been eating. Now, I do want to tell you, chances are you're going to say, I have tried. It's just so hard. And remember, I think it was day 1. I said that sugar can be as addictive as cocaine. It becomes a habit and it's hard to break. Well, if you have tried and tried along with other things you've tried, and it just seems like you've struggled, then you are the perfect candidate for my 12-week healthy reset. It is an opportunity to join with others in the group. And we look at 3 key areas. First of all, we focus on one area. Now, maybe for you right off the bat, it's sugar, that you need to break that habit. But for someone else, it may not be sugar at all. Instead, it might be you're struggling with your sleep. You need to eat better, but boy, you just can't make yourself do it. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's just you have no motivation. There's no self-care. And so those are things that you could work on. Just one. You pick one. And then the second reason people often don't succeed is there isn't really a plan, but it's 12 weeks. So there are 12 action steps. So going into the new week exactly what you plan to do. Now, the third part, which I like to call the secret sauce, is the weekly accountability. We meet, we talk, we give updates. I do share mine, you'll share yours. And that's an opportunity to share wins as well as the challenges. Okay, I was supposed to do this week, and it didn't happen. That's where you can get coaching and encouragement. So whether it's sugar or one of these other areas, you've struggled and you keep saying, this is the year, but soon nothing has changed, then this might be exactly what you need. 12 weeks to focus, to dial in, getting the help that you need so that another year doesn't go by and you're still struggling with the same thing. So there is a button, click it just to find out more information. If you have questions and you're like, maybe, possibly, please reach out, send me a text, an email, and let me know. And let's get on a call. I'm not going to talk you into anything. This has to be your decision. And like I said, a lot of times people say, but I've tried it all. This is totally different. So think about it. Ask the Lord, is this something that would really help me? So again, I hope that you've enjoyed these videos. Do you know somebody else who really needs this? Then feel free to share them. And so I hope to see you in the 12-week reset. Otherwise, I'll see you around. Coach Maggie, and I've enjoyed being with you these days. Take care, and of course, God bless.